This week on 5-Minute Financials with family law attorney Seth Glazer, he goes over one of the most important topics that anyone should know when they're coming in and speaking with a family law attorney, and that's knowing your finances. On to Seth.
So, over the years that I've been practicing, one of the larger issues that I've come across is one spouse coming to me, a potential client coming to me, and not really knowing anything about their family's finances. So what I want to talk to you today about was kind of an important thing that you can do prior to, if you're planning on separating or divorcing your spouse, or if that is something that is in the works. Some things that you can do to kind of be aware of what the financial situation is for your family. Coming in and meeting with me, if you don't have that information, if you're not aware of that, or frankly meeting with any attorney, if you're not aware of that information, it's going to make our jobs, our lives a little bit more difficult, because we're gonna have to chase that information, try to get that information from the other side. Not to mention, in a situation like that where you've got one spouse who really doesn't know anything about their family's financial situation, as you're going through the case, what you're gonna realize is you don't always trust what you're getting from the other side, because you're not sure what you're getting is all of the information. So one of the most important things I think anyone can do who is going to go through a separation divorce process is familiarize yourself with your family's financials. And what do I mean by that? You really need to know where you have bank accounts, where you hold bank accounts, what kind of cash your family has on hand. You need to know where you have investment accounts. You need to know where the retirement is, how much retirement you have, what do you have in investments. It's certainly important to know with respect to your property or properties, how much debt you have on those properties, vehicles, all of that information. Knowing and learning that information prior to going through this process is going to make your life and my life, or any other attorney's life, a lot easier in terms of helping you. Not to mention, having that information or knowing where to go to get that information is really going to cut down on attorney's fees and costs as you go through the case. If we have to spend a lot of time chasing that information, either through voluntary exchanges with the other side or the discovery process if the case is litigated, there's a lot of time, money, and attorney's fees that get spent in doing that. And so really what anyone needs to do, even if you have been in a situation for a long time where you really haven't known about the family's financial situation, or that information, I don't want to say hidden, it just hasn't really been discussed with you, it's important for you to try to do some legwork to find that information out before you come and meet with me. Even if you don't have the actual documents per se, to show me what's in accounts, to show me what's in bank accounts, to show me what's in investment accounts, retirement accounts, at least know what financial institutions that information is held at. So if I need to go directly to the source, I can do that. Or as documents are coming in from the other side, we know that we're getting all of the documents and information that we need to get. Outside of bank records, investment accounts, retirement accounts, assets, other assets that your family might have, of course, it's also important to know, or at least try to find some information on the income that your spouse is making. Even if you can't get pay stubs or what have you from your spouse, tax returns, going to whoever you deal with as an accountant or pulling those records, finding out from a year-to-year basis, at least for the last 3, 4, 5 years, what kind of income has been coming in to sustain your family. That's very important information to have, and very important information for me or any of the other attorneys here to know. To summarize what I've discussed, first and foremost, it's very important to familiarize yourself with your family's financial situation if and when you are going through a separation and divorce process. In terms of doing that, you need to do your best to try to find out where your family holds bank accounts, joint names and your name, what have you. Same with retirement accounts, investment accounts, stock, all of that information. Finding that, and as much as you can bring to an initial meeting with myself or any other attorney here, absolutely important. Coming prepared with that information, or at least some knowledge of that information, it's gonna save me time and it's gonna save you money in this process.